Oh, man, we have no fun on this show. Hey, has your relationship with your significant other become far too predictable or flat out boring?
Well, maybe you need to start cutting their hair.
Cutting your partner's hair.
I feel like TC is going to weigh on this a little bit, but many couples who've been together for a little while, you know, they have that emotional flat line and they don't know what to do, but thankfully, relationship expert Dr. TC Brantley is in the house.
You do not cut her hair out there right now.
I know. That is probably not a good thing to do.
Not a good at all, sir.
Okay,
not good at all.
all right.
No.
It is so nice to finally
good to
meet
have
you.
you. Thank you very much.
I've heard wonderful things about
Thank you
you.
very
Good to see you again.
Something.
Good to see you again.
Okay, so other than cutting your partner's hair,
We don't do
Yes.
that.
we don't do
about-
that. What is it that happens to some relationships? Because I've heard this, you know, oh, the 7-year mark, that's like the itch, but I think it
It's
probably...
7 years.
I think it happens before then. I mean,
It happens 3 years now. That's how bad it's gotten because of technology. But most of the people start to take each other for granted, and they don't do what it took to get there. They stop the investment, and stop the investment. You stop putting the gas in the car will stop running.
right. So
happens.
what do we do?
Be open to change. That could be number one.
Open to a lot of change. Everything is the evolution of a relationship. When you don't evolve a relationship, you will stay dead. Nothing worth living has to change. And when you don't do that change, then you die with the change. You die.
I often find that most of my relationships have failed miserably. However,
You didn't have me around, that's all.
Exactly.
That's why.
See,
Now
now
they're
I'm
gonna
on the
be,
road to success.
successful.
I've always felt like, you know, in here on the inside, right? I don't want to change because I like that, but I want to evolve. So, what's part of the evolution?
One of the biggest issues that our couples understand is that to be married, you have to be unselfish. That means I have to give. And the giving doesn't stop at one time. It is a continually giving to your spouse. I tell spouses all the time, very controversial when I say this, that you got to be a full-time lover, part-time parents. What happens when the kids come aboard, all of a sudden now you're totally involved with the kids, you forget about each other.
So that you can plan a date, right?
Date night, very important, consistently date night, and it's not doing what you want to do. She may want to go and, you know, do things that are not godly point, but hey.
She wants to go to the
we should
batting
do
cages.
Go gardening.
She wants to go gardening,
Something.
whatever. But again, it's the giving, it's the being unselfish. And a lot of times
Now,
people
in
do
those
that.
situations,
Yes, sir.
you might be mad, but then you, of course, have to forgive, right?
Oh,
Forgive.
forgiveness is a very big part of a relationship. You cannot be in a relationship and not forgive. Because you don't forgive bitterness, anger, and then here comes things down the area that you don't want at all in your relationship.
What about the notion that you are in a fight that you see is going in circles? It's going in circles, it's going in circles. And
Yeah.
I've been here where I have forgiven and I haven't meant it.
Yeah.
I just I'm tired,
You want it to be over.
I gotta be
You're
up at
emotionally
2:45.
drained.
I'm done.
No, the way a relationship works is that someone has to put the fire out. Okay, the person's on fire. Don't bring kerosene. Don't bring more wood. Don't bring a flicker. Bring water to bring the situation down. If you don't, you will continue. Right, you said in that cycle. Also, we're doing the cycle that we learned from our parents, and until we start learning from our parents, we'll keep doing the same thing over again as well.
You also say try one another's hobbies.
Yes, go in and go out into the deep and find out where she's at, and while I find out where he's at, because that's how you learn. Because it's not about the hobby; it's about your spouse in the hobby.
Yeah.
That's how you do it.
And I'm sure that you can take things away, learn a little bit more about something
Exactly.
through those hobbies.
And again, guys especially, we're very close-minded. And it's all about me. No, it's about us that makes a relationship works. Yes.
Well,
Can the church say amen for a hot second? Thank you.
Amen. Amen.
And when you've exhausted a lot of stuff, counseling.
You have a good marriage counselor. You can find me, for example, on Groupon, Strong Marriages. Yeah,
Look at that,
find me out
Groupon
there.
deals, huh?
But again, it bothers me. We have doctors for ladies. We have doctors for men. We have doctors for our children, but no doctor for our marriage. And 60% of marriages are failing. You need somebody involved who can be very straightforward, tell the truth on both ends, and take it from there.
TC, where you been my whole life?
Thank you. I've been right here.
now you know.
Thank you so much.
Stop cutting her hair.
I will stop,
I mean.
and I'll stop asking her to
And
kiss
then you got
me
the
on
proof
TV.
you did it too.
I know, it's just hanging out here.
He's
you know?
hoping the
It's
bids
just
are
like
up
a
to
little-
like 1 cent now.
Last time I checked, it was 2, so we're moving
that's,
on up.
That's good.
Thank you very
Hey,
much.
TC, thanks so much for joining us.
Thank
As
you.
always,
Thank
up
you.
next here on the show, we're going to sit down with Carol E. Brown, along with Keith Kuntz and Gail Simmons, to talk all about the West Haven Black Coalition's 30th anniversary dinner.
And a